Good morning, YouTube, or good afternoon, good night. I don't know where you are in the world at the moment. Put in the comments below. I'm still trying to work out when I should do my live streams, but at the moment, I think the best option for me at the moment is to do these live premieres, and I'll be, of course, in chat talking to you guys. And yeah, you can dial into the video when you want, and I think this is also a little bit more of a podcast feel, if I can say so. I'm not really sure, but for today's video, I want to have a little bit of a deep dive in Taemin's criminal making of. I think this is one of the first videos that I actually reviewed. I think it's one of the better videos out there, and it's also one of the reasons, or one of the big videos, why I started this YouTube channel. I was really just blown away how good music videos can actually be. I remember back when I was very young, when we still had MTV. For the people who don't know what MTV was, back in the days, it was a channel where you had music videos streamed 24 hours a day, and music videos were good, but they were never cinematic, if I can say so. They were never to the point where you would watch them and be blown away. It's always there just to complement the music in the background, and kind of get a party started. Of course, it depends on the video. But today, when I was looking, or back when I was looking at Taemin's Criminal, I was like, holy crap, it really just put the bar so much higher. And I never looked at the behind the scenes. I never even considered it back then when I started my YouTube videos. And that is why I actually want to deep dive into that today. I think this is going to be a really fun project, and I really just enjoy it. On the other side, I do also want to say that I'm really excited, to slowly actually get my own clothing brand of the ground. Basically, it took a lot of time, it took a lot of consideration. There were so many factors. I actually underestimated how far it is, or how hard it is to actually start something from the scratch, to start something from nothing, finding all the producers, finding all the materials, finding all these small little details, and then finding ways to ship things from one place to the other place all around the globe and get things completed. I mean, I'm wearing something now, so I'm actually, I don't know if you can see it, but the brand is called Fuku, and for anyone who's interested, it's actually inspired by a little bit of K-pop, in all honesty, because I think K-pop clothing is always just amazing. And I'm slowly getting to the point where I want to be a little bit more bold. I want to make it colorful, and I want to make it accessible for people, because there are a lot of brands out there that are just super expensive. I mean, we look at BTS's clothes, when they wear Off-White, when they wear Mastermind, we're talking about a few €1,000 per piece sometimes. So that's not in everyone's book. So I'm trying to be inspired by the K-pop scenes and what I see there. And for anyone who's interested, I will let you know in the future when everything is live and when you can purchase something, in case you're interested. But for today's video, as mentioned, I want to jump into Taemin with the criminal behind the scenes. I would say let's just jump into it. Like I said, I did not watch the video at all, and I'm curious what it has to offer. But we have Taemin already, which is always good, because when Taemin is in a video, it's always a good time to go. I will just say, where's my mouse? Is that my mouse? There we go. Again, this is a very iconic face from Taemin. He has a superb eye control, and I think this is something that it's really hard to pull off. I mean, try it yourself. Just give yourself a minute, pause the video or pause the live stream if you can. Take a minute and look in the mirror and try to pull off this extraordinary face. It's very difficult, but give it a go. And if you want to, go on Discord as well. Post that picture online. We have a K-pop section, and I challenge you to do it. And let's call it #TaeminFace. I don't know if we can do it, but it would be fun, to do a bit of a challenge. I think it's a very extraordinary face to pull off, and I tried it several times. It's really tough. I actually want to give credit to whoever did the nose damage in his or the makeup. Basically, it looks so good. Like, even here, it looks like his nose is broken, which is fantastic. And I just want to give credit to the people, and to give credit to the people basically who deserve it. Where credit is due, and it's really nice. It's just amazing. Like, it really looks like as if he just crashed. If you look at his face, you have the little spots on the side. I think it's just fantastic to look at this. I think this is a very good makeup. If you look in the background, I cannot see what's there fully, but if you look on the left side of Taemin, we have a few equipments. I think either this is for everything to be wireless, but I cannot really see it. It's hard to see.
신경
But you
써서
can see that it
봐주면
has to do most likely with some sort of radio signal.
바꾸는 쪽으로 좀 열심히 해봤는데 그게 좀 와닿았으면 좋겠고.
I want to see more of the equipment. Give me the equipment. You know what's very interesting about this B-roll, and for the people who are interested about B-roll is basically some extra footage that you can use for any music video, but it's also the footage that you can use in a video, but also for, you know, like in making of videos. It looks really damn good. Like the bokeh, you know, the blurry backgrounds, it looks really good. Looks really good so far. Oh, we have a bit of equipment. Let's have a little look. Let's go back a little bit. So we have a camera. Very close up in his face if we look at that. I don't know what lens it is, but I can see by the small display that it's a really wide angle. I mean, this camera is right in his face. This is actually very intimidating, but it looks really good as well. I mean, if you look at just the shot that you see on that very small display on the camera, it looks beautiful, no? But at the same time, the shot that is being made for this video, it also looks really good. What is that? Avion? Is that an... Can someone explain to me what is that? Is that water in a bottle, like mist? What? I've never seen that before, at least not in Europe. Like, I think that is like, you know, the spray mist, which is cool, to cool people down. Again, I don't know what Taemin is saying, but I have a big feeling he's just giving feedback on what he's saying and what is happening, and he wants to make it better for his next video. I think this is a really accurate thing to do. I think it's always good to, as an artist, if you're interested enough in your own production, you should always look back on what is filmed and not just say it's a day. You should have a look at it, see what you can improve, see how you can improve yourself, whether you're in front of the camera or not. You should always make sure that you are happy with the end production and that you care about what you're going to show on your video itself. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be proud of what you do. And I think too many videos these days, too many artists, you know, K-pop related or not, don't really care about how the end result is on their videos.
있었던 저의 모습을 좀 떨쳐버리고 새로운 모습. 사실 머리도 조금 다르게 하고 싶었어요. 이건 좀 오프 더 레코드인데 제가 염색을 그래서 좀 하려고 그랬거든요.
I just noticed that the badge he's wearing is Gucci. Nice, you know, again, super cool.
근데 탈색을 원래 더 하고 더 밝게 뺐었어야 됐는데 제 머리가 다 끊어져서 이렇게 짧게 다시 잘랐습니다.
Really nice shots. This was one of my most favorite locations actually for this video. I think it looked very bloody. It looked as if it had a big story in the background. And I think it's also one of those stories that is very nice to capture. I got a bit of an Alice in Wonderland feel in this, what I don't know how to call it even, this flower shop. But Taemin looked really dangerous in the shot itself. But look at the location itself, the flowers, the beauty behind it, all the elements. It has so much depth if you just look at this scene, for example. The flowers in the background, the flowers in the foreground. There is so many things happening. And whoever designed the scene really did a fantastic job in not only just thinking, we're only filming Taemin, we have to film an emotion, we have to film an element. And they captured that fantastic in this video. Really cool. I mean, these are just the basics of filming, you know, 3, 2, 1 action, nothing too complicated. I am a little bit interested though about the equipment they're using, but we don't see too much in this video. But of course they have cameras. What I do want to point out, you can see right above me, right here, the camera is in a plastic foil to protect the camera, of course. And the short thing why they do this is not only because there is water involved. That means the elements here, again, are real, and they're really going out and using real props. If there's water involved, they're making real water. Though I've never seen the water in the video, it's still cool that they are using these real things in videos. They're using these real elements and not just faking it, which is always fantastic. Oh, we have equipment. Let's have a look at the equipment and let's look at what they're using. It's always cool. So we have a camera that's basically on a slider. You can see how smooth. Is it a slider? It could even be a arm, to be honest. I cannot say. It's either on a slider with an arm or I cannot say because I don't see the full picture. But for what we see is that we have a camera. It's sliding past him, creating a really cool scene. And I like the footage itself so far. The lighting is really on point. As you can see, the lights are not overexposing anything and everything has a chance to be perfectly lit, which I think is really important in any video. I mean, how many times have I said it already? When it comes to video making, perfect lighting is the most important. If you don't have good lighting, you will not have emotions. But these guys with SM Town, with Criminal, with Taemin, they really know what they're doing here. I still think it's also amazing how you always have one of these guys holding a ventilator, just for this one person. I think it's fantastic. Make sure that he's cooled down, make sure that he's always ready to go. And look, he's happy with the footage. Damn, that is so in his face. Like, that's intimidating. That's very intimidating. What is really cool to notice is that, I don't know if you see it, but do you see the number 25 and there is a ring around it, okay? It's moving. So there's like 5, 6, 7. You see how it moves a little bit, that ring? So that ring is the focus ring. And you can see that this is being pulled basically manually. That is just fantastic. I mean, to pull focus, I think is one of the toughest things to do in any filming project. I tend to just go out of focus when I'm soloing it. Even when I'm with someone else, I would still tend to go in out of focus. But out of focus, it has a very mechanical feel to it. Like it doesn't feel natural. While manual focus is really nice. I should practice that a little bit more because I want to up my game a little bit to that. But it's cool, how expertise these guys actually are. It's just fantastic, actually. Again, his facial expressions are top-notch. Oh, what was that? We saw something. What is that? That's a very small gimbal? To be honest, I have no idea what he's holding, but I can't see the camera, but you can see that piece sticking out of the gimbal is a motor. And, damn it, I want to see more of the equipment. It's very hidden. I mean, look at these shots, though. I mean, these are shots that I can pull off as well, You just need the proper locations to make anything look cool. And I already said this in many of my videos. If you're interested in making a video, try to scout a little bit to where it's a cool location that fits your scene, that fits the storytelling a little bit. And just ask if you can film there. Most of these places would just say, okay, take 30 minutes, film there. We cannot promise that people will not go there, because it's public space. But there might be a chance to just say, okay. And of course, if you take a few friends with you, just let people do their thing and say, okay, we're filming here. That is okay, of course. And I'll be honest, for most cases, I have filmed in public and most people just ignore what's happening, I'll be honest, I've worked on many videos, projects, whether it is music related or not. The one thing I want to say is that I personally think that I've never met anyone as dedicated to having a perfect video as Taemin. I have sadly too many clients, and it's not even sad, it's just the truth actually behind it. Too many people just don't have time to consider what the end product is going to look like. And it's a real shame because, I always try to strive for the best video, the best cuts, the best end result. And I think you need to do this as teamwork. I think you should not do this alone. I think you should always say, okay, everyone needs to have a tell in it and not just go bang, 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 make it, make it, make it, and we're just going to give a little bit of feedback and that's it. No, just sit together, and talk about these things because that's very important. Can someone translate this to me? What is this even? Oh, this is the food truck most likely. No, is this a food truck? I think this is, yeah, super, super cool. On bigger productions where I was, It's always nice. The food is there, and I really like that the food is there. You know, it's free, it's good in most cases, and because the budgets are high, they need to make people happy. Food trucks are really important. If you're going to shoot and you have a big budget, make sure there's some good food there, you know, because it's the one thing that people always look forward to.
먹은 거 체한다 체. 앨범 나오고. 무에서 유를 창조하라고 하는데 무에서 유를 창조할 수 없어. 유에서 좀 값진 유를 창조해내 보겠습니다. 그리고
I don't know what clothes he's wearing right now, but are those coffee stains? Like, I know it's painted on his clothes, but they look super, super cool. I'm curious how they did this because, again, I'm really interested in fashion at the moment, and it's nice.
진짜 맛있어요. 커피도 진짜 맛있어요. 이거 봐요. 이게 아기 치즈 템 화이트 이거
I don't know why, and I just want to point this out. We're halfway in the video, but there's one thing that I noticed that we don't really see a lot about how things are filmed. I don't know if this was one of their best productions and they wanted to keep a little bit of a secret because, like I said, this is a really high production, and there are some elements that I wish we could see actually. Like, for example, we do not see how the floor was lit up because we had this lava effect, magma effect. It'd be cool to see how this worked, you know, and how they made this look as good as it did. And of course, you could see what was real and what was fake. But so far we don't see it. There could be a good reason for that as well.
잘 챙겨주는 멤버예요. 민호 형 짱짱맨.
But one thing is true that, you know, Taemin with his music, he really gets into this vibe of he puts himself into this character of saying, I want to make this music video and therefore I need to be put into this character. I have a feeling that when you see him, you know, on the side, he is very generous, he's very nice, but once, you know, the cameras are not on but they're ready to go, he changes his persona a little bit. He, like, business mode is on, acting mode is on, Taemin, the performer mode is on. Really nice though. Oh, we had equipment there. Let's go back. Oh, this is what I was looking for. So I cannot see what gimbal that is. I cannot see what camera that is. But it's a very nice setup though. And we have a wire coming through. Again, I think this wire, they always tend to hold this box. I think that's for a wireless receiver. I don't get why they just don't put that wireless receiver on the gimbal if it is what I think it is. It could also just be a direct wire actually to the monitor. You know, a big long HDMI cable. Attach to the camera, attach it to a monitor, and that's fine as well. It saves a lot of money. Oh, I want to see the floor. One thing I really like about this video itself is that the props are real again. The props are fantastic. A lot of companies would try to cheapskate it and just CGI it, but I thought it was CGI. Like, it could... I don't think so. For B-roll and for behind the scenes, they will not invest making money into making it look real, you know? They will not CGI it. So it's amazing to see that the props are real. It's really nice. Oh, what was that? So it is on an arm. Super cool, actually. Like, just to see it, how good they're operating this arm, it's really nice. Really, really nice. Let's look how quick... Okay, let's just look how quick these movements are. In, out. You know, it's really quick movements that have to happen for these very dynamic shots. Yeah, it takes a bit of time, you know, to get it always on spot, but once you have it, you'll be really happy. Just look at this. Is there any information on the screen? Not really. But you can see that they're filming for 36 minutes already, so... That's another trick that I learned actually a little late, but I never knew it, but I always learned that if you do film, keep the camera rolling, you know. If you know that there's something going to happen for the next 45 minutes, just keep it rolling. I mean, you'll have an SD card that can most likely film up to 45 minutes, and once it's full, just swap it out. Just make sure you have a few with you, and you'll be good to go. Why? Because you never know what you're missing. You never know if there is something that you want to use in the end product, so it's always good to know. Always good to know if you should use the footage or not, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. But if you do film it, you have footage, you know, it's good to have these kind of things. Always good. Oh, by the way, can someone just give me feedback on my microphone? I got a completely little bit of a different setup. My camera is now there. My microphone is now closer to me. It used to be far away. I think my voice should sound better, a little bit more clarity, more clar. What is the word for it? More clarity? No, yeah, it is clarity. Um, More clear. That's the word that I was looking for. Just put it in the chat box. Would be nice to find out what you guys think. Imagine that. It's just 5 seconds of acting and cut because they only need this one section. This is a very planned video shoot, and I think it's just fantastic though that when you have a storyboard, that when you have one, it's always nice to follow it as well because it knows exactly, okay, we need this, and this shot. Again, if you're going to use it is a completely different question, but these build-up shots, these dramatic shots, like what they just did here, very accurate, very good to have, and you never know when you need to use them. For example, this as well. I have a feeling here they were trying out a few little different things, different ways of, him playing with this pen. They knew they needed a shot like this. They just didn't know how to execute it fully, so they just did multiple tries. A little bit, or very normal actually, to do it like that. It's so hard to talk sometimes, when the video is playing because, at least I focus purely on the video, and sometimes I'm talking and then I realize, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the video. It's so interesting to look at just. It's so cool though. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but do you see that, like, above me? Everything is blurred away. That means all the paperwork, everything is there. And I really have a feeling that they're trying to be a little bit secretive about this video, that they did things they just don't want to publicize to, well, other companies. They would try to steal ideas. Interesting take. I mean, if we compare it to Advice, for example, Advice really showed a lot on how things were made. I'm curious why they went this route, but why not? Some secrets are good to have. It makes you more unique. Really cool. The focus on what's happening, and for the people, I'm just going to challenge you guys if you're interested, of course. I've got Discord. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Try and maybe have a look to see if you want to, try film yourself and in a sort of way that you're acting. Get out of your normal mode and pretend you're someone else and do it on camera. It's always very intimidating, and I don't know why, but it's like second to nature, for Taemin. Really interesting. There we have the camera again. Really, they don't show a lot in this video. But I'll be honest, I really like the crane. I really think I should get one. I don't know how much it costs. We can check it out in a second, actually, and then... She's a criminal. It's okay. Really nice. It really shows that, having the basic of equipments, and it shows that for me, if I really want to go film like this one day, I need to have a crane, and you cannot escape it. You need certain equipment to get certain shots. I have a gimbal, I have a camera, I have good lighting at the moment. Of course, if I need a studio, I'll make sure to have proper lighting for everything. The only thing I don't have is a crane. At the moment, I don't see a need for it, but in the future, I might actually pick one up. Because I actually see the purpose of it. It really gives the dancers, the performers, their space to do what they want without people being in the way. Because all the cables and everything go through the crane. It's a very clean setup just. It's okay. A real performer. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Taemin would be fantastic doing plays, you know, like in a theatrical stage or something. I don't know why, but I think he can really pick up some really good rules, and it's fantastic. But it's also, I think that's it, no, for the video. I think that's it, no. I just want to say, you know, for a video, they don't show too much, but I can also understand why. Most likely, they just don't want to show too much to the K-pop world. They know they invested a lot of money and a lot of different techniques in this video, and they just don't want to show it to other companies. I think that's totally fine. Unless there's another video that I missed, just put in the chat and we can discuss about it later. But for now, I just want to say, look, it's a really, really good production. It's a really fun video to look at. I don't know why, but I always feel more and more inspired, you know, to look for the right people when I'm looking for talents. A talent should not just do it for money. A talent should not just do it because, you know, there has to be an and there has to be an emotion to why they should be in front of the camera. You know why? Because it allows them to be emotionally attached to the project, and I think this is very important. You know, I mean, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I've worked with, for example, models, and I get bored really quick with them because they just don't care too much about it. They just care about the paycheck and we're just buying their face. I think this is cool, but I've also seen models where they are really into the brand. They're really into showing who they are, and it makes everything look so much better. Because you can see it with these small muscle movements, the way they look into the camera and doing their thing, you know, for a video shoot, for example. It's just so much more emotional. And Taemin, you are literally for a soloist and having to do all of this alone. And of course, you got all the support from all the dancers and all the extras, and most likely the entire team behind the camera. I just want to say what you're doing is really tough, you know, because at the end of the day, you're the one leading everyone into a good video production. You're the one making sure that, you know, without you, there is no production. And he has to lead everyone. And for like, if you're not a solo group and you're doing it with a full group, let's say NCT, for example, you know, they all have support on each other. You know, if something goes wrong, there's a chance that people won't see it. But if you're a soloist, all eyes are on you, and it's a really tough video to actually pull off. Um, Again, I don't know if you guys are interested, but make sure to check out more of Taemin's videos. Have a look if you're interested to see how they're made. And I think that's it. You know, I didn't really see a lot about the equipment. Sorry if I couldn't talk too much about it. Of course, you can ask questions on Discord if there's anything you want me to look at, if there's anything you want me to double check to maybe see if I understand how things are filmed or how shots are done. Ask me, you know, I like learning these things. And for now, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, guys. And if you haven't yet, please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And of course, make sure to check out the Patreon for the people who are new to the channel. My goal is not only to have a Patreon to support the channel itself, but also to give money to charity. And a big shout out to my very first Patreon, of course, that is there. And I just want to say thank you very much for everything, guys. Again, it's always a pleasure to do these videos. I like talking to you guys in chat. I think it's always fun to learn different segments of videos and to do these things all together, because without them, yeah, without you, it will be a little bit boring. And I think we should analyze these things together. As fans or not, as professionals or not, this is really fun. And yeah, like I already said, thank you, Otaku-tastic, for being the very first Patreon. I hope other people would like to join as well. If not, that's fine as well. I'm anyway going to continue making these videos. But thank you very much, guys. And I really enjoy. I really hope you enjoy the weekend and that you can rest out. And of course, stay safe, stay clean, and stay happy. Catch you then, guys. And see you on the next video. Wow!